I was thinking about this the other day, man. Thanks for bringing this up, Joseph, because I just remembered. Like, I'm starting to notice a change in the new Americano Ludwig Kaiser, who he's starting to speak English now, which he didn't do that before. And he started doing that like a little bit before the original Americano came back. So I'm wondering like if they're starting to transition Ludwig out of that persona now that Chad Gable's back and give him back his Ludwig Kaiser character. Do you think like, I know maybe in Mexico he would still be over, but do you think Ludwig Kaiser would get over more now if he were to get away from that Grande Americano character? Because everyone knows it's him, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I wonder what that would look like if he gets rid of that and he just goes back to being Kaiser.
Because here's the thing: when he was, even though he took over the the Americano persona, he never stopped moving the way he does as Ludwig. So like he always does. He still walks the way that Ludwig struts. He still does those hand gestures that Ludwig does. He still does the whole head turns that Ludwig does. All he did was put a mask on, but he kept all the demeanor the exact same. If El Grande is going back to Chad, I would, because remember when Ludwig became El Grande, I was annoyed at it. If you remember, I was actually pretty upset about it because I'm a massive Ludwig Kaiser fan as Ludwig Kaiser. And I really thought they were going to build him up in the IC division. And I really wanted to see him go head to head for that championship and win that IC title. I really wanted to see it. And then they put him with this and I got upset because I thought, I'm like, dude, he was so good as he was. He wasn't over, but he had really good crowd reactions. He was so good in the ring. He had really good heat. He had some great shit with like Sheamus and when he was taking people out, running around the ring and smashing them in between the freaking steps in the ring post. Like he had a thing that was working. And then randomly they keep him off TV for weeks. And you start seeing him creeping around the Alpha or the American Made backstage, promos. And he's in the background, creeping around, looking around, sneaking around in the camera frame. And then next thing you know, he steals a mask and he's El Grande. And I was like, come on. Like, if they bring him back as Ludwig, I would hope that they do a great unmasking angle and the crowd flips their shit and loves him for being unmasked. And then we can push him as Ludwig again. I want to see him as Ludwig Kaiser again. I really do.
Yeah, man, but that's going to suck for the fans in Mexico because the fans in Mexico love him. Those fans.
I think you can still have Chad fill that role.
Not like Ludwig was doing it, man.
I definitely think Ludwig has a specific. I hate this word. He has a specific swagger to him. He's got a very specific, doesn't he? He's got a very specific charisma to him. Well, Ludwig, a very European charisma. And go ahead.
Ludwig got that character over in Mexico.
Yes.
And I've spoken to, this last time when we went to the AAA show in Tijuana, a lot of the fans really gravitate to Ludwig because, he says it in his promos and in his posts, I love Mexico. I love the Mexican fans. Like, that's legit. Like, he understands them. He understands the culture. He understands like their sense of humor. He gets along with them, and I think that's why he was able to get that. It's more than just swagger what Ludwig Kaiser has, and I think it has to do with the fact that he's European. People are just different in other cultures.
I think it's. Brian Nelson, shout out to him in the comments, says he got over in Mexico because he spoke Spanish when he was in AAA. When he goes AAA, he speaks their language. They automatically connect to him.
It's a little bit deeper than just that, though. It's a little bit more deeper than just speaking. Like, you can go over there and speak Spanish, but you can speak Spanish, and also speak their language. Like their, I don't know, man. It's a different connection that he has with those fans.
I definitely think again. Oh my God. You're not gonna believe this. Shout out to Raymond Reddington in the comments, who's listening to me talk and goes, "Oh my God, is that me?" But oh my fucking god. But at the end of the day, I definitely think Ludwig got it over. Would it be a shame to have him pass all that goodwill back over to Chad? Is it transferable? I don't know, because Ludwig himself, and by the way, when Chad returned at the Rumble, he got a massive pop. He did. He got a massive pop. So it's not like Chad isn't someone the fans love seeing in that character. They do. They're just so used to seeing Ludwig as it now, because Ludwig has been that character, God, at this point, 2 times longer, because Chad was only El Grande for like, what, 2.5 months, 3 months before he got injured. And then Ludwig took it over for like, what, the last 6.5? So I definitely think Ludwig has this specific energy about him, the way that he moves, the way that he wrestles, his style, his what's the word? His presentation of himself and how they present him. It's very specific to his strengths. So if it goes away, I guess we have to ask ourselves, who benefits more from staying in the character, Ludwig or Chad? And who benefits more from being unmasked, Ludwig or Chad?
It's going to be interesting, man, because, Chad Gable got a pop in Saudi Arabia. That's one thing, you know. In Mexico, that's a completely different story. And El Grande Americano is proof of that, because here in America, he gets no pop. He gets no love. And in Mexico, he's the biggest fucking face of the company, you know? And the fans down there in AAA are also really smart fans. They'll know that's not, obviously, they'll know that's not Ludwig Kaiser under that mask. So,
yeah. I mean, they're not even the same body types. I mean, when it comes down to it, I think another thing is we have to wonder, are they going to continue this story between them on AAA specifically? Because they were not on Raw to follow that up. In fact, there was a lot of stuff that happened in the Rumble that did not get followed up on Raw. But that was a big one, because both El Grandes are Raw signed stars. So I'm wondering if they're saving their whole angle for specifically AAA in front of an audience where they know the character is the most over.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can see that happening, because those types of matches, if they were to have like a mask versus mask, that's more a Mexican tradition, you know.
Exactly.
And Kaiser being loved as much as he is in Mexico, that'll automatically make Chad Gable the heel right off the bat.
Oh yeah. Well, shout out to Ash, who says mask versus mask at Mania.
At Mania?
I mean,
would love to see that. I would love to see that.
I mean, it'd be great. They'd definitely have one hell of a fucking athletic match.